Hey guys, welcome again. Thank you for listening. Today we're gonna talk about the investment, especially for the regular people, those who doesn't have any idea how to invest, where to invest. I'm gonna tell you a few of the topic. First of all, savings account sucks. A lot of people have the mentality that we're gonna put money in the savings account, and a lot of these banks they do put all this deceiving ad like, oh, we're paying 50% more than the national average. Oh well, yes. What is the 50%? Okay, the national average they're paying 0.01%, which is basically nothing. Um, and 50% is 0.50%, which is also basically nothing. That's ridiculous, honestly. I mean, those people they charge us for credit card, for any kind of personal loan, even mortgage. It's so much student loan, it's so much interest rate, and in return, they take our money. They don't give us anything. I mean, it should be illegal to pay any savings account pay less than 1%. That's really crazy. That's like ripping off the normal people. So what do the regular people should do? America's stock market is the best thing to invest. Yeah, it's a scary one. I talk about the stocks. People get scared. They are like, oh man, I'm gonna lose money. But yes, there is a risk. There's a risk with everything. No risk, no gain. But the main important thing is how you're gonna minimize your risk. I mean, people from around the world they come to U.S. stock market and invest their money. And why not you? Living in America, why you are not gonna invest in America's stock market and get the best out of it? So first of all, savings account, no money savings into savings account. One more thing, keeping huge amount of money in the checking account is only for morons. It's very moronic. You should not leave, I don't know, more than a couple of $1,000 in your checking account. If you have money, you should um, try to invest in somewhere so that your money can bring you money, and it has to be at least, I don't know, 2 3%, 3% at least. I would say I would be happy if I get 3% return, even if you put in the United States Treasury bill, and it should get around like little over 2%. So why are you gonna put it in checking account or even savings account that pays you mediocre interest rate? Anyway, now how are we gonna learn to stock market? Okay, first of all, you have to understand the concept of stock. Stock is basically you are buying a smaller part of the big company. So how do I get in? To invest in stock market, um, you need to understand the concept of broker's account. So broker's account is another kind of account, which is basically allow you to buy stock and sell stock, trade stocks. Yeah, it's like checking account. There is not much different other than checking account doesn't allow you to invest in the stock market, but broker's account does allow it. And good thing is right now recently with all this competition that Robinhood started. Although I'm not going to recommend Robinhood at all. I'm going to make a video about that later on. But uh, brokers accounts are free now. It's free to trade. I mean, back in the days, 4 or 5 years ago, it was $10, $20, $30, $5 was the cheapest one, Trade King. But not anymore. It's free, so you can open an account with Fidelity, Show Up, TD Ameritrade, E-Trade. You pick. I mean, all of them are fairly good. They have some advantage and disadvantage, but for regular investor, I don't think there is any big difference. Just open an account. I personally like Fidelity. It's easy peasy for me. E-Trade has great platform, so you can use that too. I'm gonna put the link below, so that you can just click on the link and go to that place. Just please, start with $100. Try to learn how the brokers market works. If you have any question, put that in the comment. I'll try to answer that. But yes, you must open a brokers. Now, for general people, if you don't understand about stocks, I would say go with the ETF. So what is the difference between stocks and ETF? So stocks is you are putting your money to a specific company. The company could be Walmart, Google, Microsoft, Amazon, Home Depot. anybody around. I'll tell you how to pick up the company in few moments. It's really easy. Other thing is, but for the beginner investor, I would highly recommend go with the ETF. ETF is a basket of the stocks. So your ETF could made of 100 stock, 200 stocks. The biggest ETF, S&P 500, has 500 best stock of the US stock market. That is highly recommended for everybody who doesn't understand stock market. Even Warren Buffett once said, I would put my wife's money in uh, Vanguard S&P 500 ETF because you don't have to do basically anything. And it's really, I mean, a lot of those hedge fund and big money managers, they barely beat the S&P 500. So for regular people, it's so easy, and their expense ratio is very lower. We're going to talk about that some other time. So if you don't understand anything, just put your money in ETF, and I would highly recommend go with the S&P 500. That's the safest and best. You might see go up and down at some point, but I can tell you this: you are never gonna lose money. Wait until long time. You're not gonna lose money. Your market will come back, and with the dividend reinvestment quarterly, your investment will grow exponentially, or what do you compound interest, compounding. Yeah, that's gonna help you a lot. To But it has some dividend paying. I think like around 2%. If you wanna take a little bit more risk, you might go down to like S&P 500 growth. So which is I think around VOOG, Vanguard S&P 500 growth has like 300 stocks, I believe, and that's also a little bit safer. Safer, and you get the return is a little bit better also than S&P 500. You have to understand, whereas you are buying a basket of 500 stock and 300 stock, so 300 stock will move faster. It will go down and up more faster than 500 stock. But yeah, but for me, it's pretty much the safe. Um, Same kind. I would prefer to put in a growth stock versus the 500 stock. I think 300 will give me more reward and risk, and also all of them are selected both by S&P 500, Standard and Poor, and also I mean all of them renowned company. If you just look at their holdings, search in Google only like S&P 500 growth ETF, and I would prefer you to highly recommend you to take either Vanguard or Fidelity or Schwab ETF, because they have really low expense ratio. It's taking those three companies ETF. Their selection are good, really good, and expense ratio is lower. Other companies have higher expense ratio. I'll talk about the expense ratio in another day. But today I'm just gonna talk about the overall idea of the stock ETF. And for the stock, if you really wanna invest in individual stock, which I would not recommend at all, because do your due diligence, because stock might go to zero. But here's the easy way to pick what I follow. Is the company I do business with, I would like to buy their stock. Suppose that I go to Walmart, I don't see Walmart is going out of business very soon. I go to Home Depot, I see it's busy. They are doing a lot of business, so I don't mind investing in that company. Same thing with a few other companies like might be Kroger, Target, Home Depot, Chipotle Mexican Grill, and also like in your day-to-day life we use technology stock. Technology stocks are historically much rewarding. Um, but keep in mind that they don't pay, most of them don't pay any dividend. But in technology stock, I would say Google, Microsoft, Amazon, those are excellent stocks if you want to buy. And some of them broker actually they let you buy fraction of the stock. One of the company I can say SoFi. I'll put a link below, and so you should be able to buy. You should not be scared like, hey, oh, Amazon is $2,000. How I don't have $2,000 and I don't want to put $2,000 in stock. Again, go to ETF if you don't want to put money in that one stock. And company like SoFi, M1 Finance, they do allow you to buy fractional share, which is good for the regular investor like me. I can invest $100, fine. You know, one other thing I would like to say, uh, start with a smaller amount of money and check, see how it goes. If you have any question, leave a comment below. I would like to answer that. But that's for today. Thank you so much.